So I was sent this drawing to draw over, and they told me that they just feel it's off. They don't really know what it is. It's been long since they drew it too. I'm going to explain the first thing that caught my eye when I looked at this. So I'm gonna look at the ground planes at a pretty angle, at a pretty steep angle like that. And the top plane is almost like this. And at best, it's straight on to the camera. And what needs to happen in a drawing like this, that anything in between this space, this top and bottom planes, need to gradually fit this angle change. So let me just polish this a little bit. So if I look at these, I don't know, color, and look at these, they fit relatively well. So we're not going to do much about what we're going to draw over in this drawing is a pose. And if you look at it, when you're going to draw a pose that is in touch with one of the planes of the environment, the best thing you can do is the plane, draw the side of the object that is touching the ground. So feet, we drew it flat. And as you can see, what they drew is actually good. This feet is good. This foot is well drawn. But this one, if you look at it in a completely different angle than the plane is on. So we need to change that and make it fit the angle is in. And how I decide this is I draw a straight on placeholder for the foot, and then I rotate it until I get to this. And how I draw the rest of the foot is like we're going to this, all of these objects are moving in this angle change. So this head, we can consider it well done because this part is straight on as well. But the parts here, again, the foot here is good. The foot here is bad. This is straight on. This is straight on. So now what needs to happen? Because we can see here the angle we have at this point of the perspective is completely different than the angle that this leg has. So the leg has to look like this, right? We need to see more of the leg than it's the same with the upper leg. It is straight on. Why? We cannot have it straight on because we're not at the top. At this point, the angle is skewed. So the leg needs to be skewed as well because the pose exists in this environment. It needs to match the perspective of the environment. So let's get a new angle and start drawing. So I'm going to be kind of wide measuring these because I don't want to do all that, honestly. And we look at this. The leg here actually is kind of good, but the kneecap is what's throwing it up. Again, at this point, we are not at a straight on angle. We are at a top down angle. Now, the thing about the arm that is holding the sword is that this is not a perspective problem. There's a perspective problem with the arm too, but the main problem I have with this arm is that if you hold a sword that way, your arm is too restricted. So the sword is basically useless. And I don't know if I should change it or keep it. Also, I should probably show. So this is how I eat it. This is how you should be looking at the environment. Slowly becoming the bottom angle. So everything that is on this environment needs to fit this as well. So if you look at the torso is matching this one, this plane. So the torso needs to be this. The torso is slightly turned away. So let's do that as well. We're going to use a circle to rotate it. I'm doing a bad job, so I'm just going to not do it again. As you can see, and when we do this, we realize that the shoulders and the original were drawn well, but I think it is at the base area that the problem started. So let's make it better because, yes, as you can see, it's not matching, especially with the pelvis area. That's where the problem starts. Now, there's another problem with the arm, and it is that it is too small for this body. Yeah, generally, what is going to happen is the torso is, let's say, 2 units long. There's a 1 unit long just spine area, and then there's 1 unit long pelvis area. And the arm is 2 units long, and then 2 units long. This is how I see it. This is what I use most of the time. Let's keep this. As you can see, the arm needs to be the same length. And in this angle, we're going to continue from the arm and have the arm is usually 1 unit. That's what I do. This is what we have. Now, this sword is exaggerated in an exaggerated angle. And I think it will be better if it was instead of going away like this, I was facing the angle a little bit better. So I'm aiming for something like that so that the exaggeration actually works and goes in. Let's go and do that. As you can see, the whole thing changed with just few blocks. Again, the same thing. It's really annoying when you have an object that is at 90 degrees from the camera. So this is a very 90 degree. It just makes it boring, thick, and hard to draw and hard to read. I don't like using it. I think it's a design choice. It's not a technically bad thing to do. I just don't like it. No, what I would do is I would make it slightly angled so that it's not 90 degrees to the camera. And I'm going to do one more extra to this, which is going to be the arm that is holding the sword being more angled. And I'm not sure if it's going to work because I'm not good at pose creation. I don't do a good job at it. And I think the torso can afford to be more guarded like this. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to keep this. I'm going to maybe draw the whole thing. I'm not sure. Oh, again, another thing. It is really important to keep this graduation in mind. Keep this angle graduation in mind. Because if you look at the skirt here, you should not be able to see the back of the skirt unless the back of the skirt is longer than the front. They're the same length. This angle is basically telling us that anything at the back is invisible at the front. Look at, let's assume this was a skirt. You can't see the back of the skirt because this is supposed to be at a low angle. How this will happen would be something like this. So this is just angles clashing all over. And it's just makes it hard to read. Let me erase this part, but I don't mean the rest. I'm going to add one more white layer. Right. Now let's take a look at this word. Word is probably shaped like this. Now I might be drawing it too thick. Then at the start, wide at near the end, and then a really sharp tip. But I'm also going to draw it like this from the side to make it more three-dimensional. Should probably look up more character references. I'm not going to. 'Cause I'm bored. Let's get rid of this and let's make a new. Now, how this is going to happen is I'm going to draw the side. This is the middle of the box. Now what's going to happen is this, and this is what we have. I think I did a better job drawing over this one. I don't like the legs that I drew, but I think the box explanation was good enough so that it doesn't matter.